It's people known for being like incredibly wise and trustworthy. Sunlit glow.
That's amazing.
Right. It's leadership that goes way beyond work.
Through light.
Yeah.
So forget those awkward silences and poker faces.
Patterns, even how building love, it's pink. Soft kind of blushing pink when it's new love. But for like deep family bonds, that could be a super strong, radiant gold.
Way more nuanced than I initially pictured.
Yeah.
But with all this light flying around, doesn't it get kind of chaotic? Like, how can you even... Is it even noticeable amidst the dazzling light shows?
That's where Lumina gets even more fascinating. They haven't just ditched sound altogether.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They've woven it into the piece, each one making the other even more powerful.
Hold on, wait. Are you saying sound isn't just some...
A whole layer of meaning.
Wow, so it's not enough to just read the light show. You need a goodie.
Our legal system.
Really?
Yeah, forget polygraph tests and all that.
Right.
And Lumina, the robots, just try to be totally objective.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Not robots.
Ever walk into a room and just like feel the vibe? Like, is it tense or joyful? Well, get ready to dive into a world where those vibes aren't just sensed, they're impossible to miss. We're jumping into the world of Lumina today.
Lumina.
We've got the Luminous Realm, this amazing book that really unpacks this whole society where, get this, emotions are literally expressed through light.
Yeah.
So forget those awkward silences and poker faces.
Right.
In Lumina, everyone's wearing their heart on their sleeve.
Yeah.
Or should I say, radiating from their very being.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's all out there for everyone to see.
So no more guessing games in Lumina, huh?
Yeah.
So tell me, how does this whole lumined language of light actually work?
Okay, so picture this. Imagine like a whole spectrum of emotions, right? And each of those emotions is tied to like specific colors, patterns, even how bright or dim the light is. It's not just, oh, you're feeling love, it's pink.
Right.
It's way more complex than that. Like love, that could be a soft kind of blushing pink when it's new love. But for like deep family bonds, that could be a super strong, radiant gold.
Wow. So there are layers to this. It's not just as simple as looking at someone and knowing exactly what they're feeling.
Exactly. And within those colors, right, you've got all these intricate patterns, almost like a personal signature woven right into their light.
Okay, so way more nuanced than I initially pictured.
Yeah.
But with all this light flying around, doesn't it get kind of chaotic? Like, how can you even focus on a conversation if someone's anger is practically sparking across the room?
That's where the art of control comes in. It's a huge part of their culture.
Okay.
The luminous realm talks about how, from a young age, luminids, they learn to manage their light. They learn to kind of like fine-tune their emotional displays depending on where they are, who they're with.
So it's like emotional intelligence, but like turned up to 11.
Exactly. It's not about suppressing emotions. It's about being mindful, considerate of others.
So dimming your emotions isn't being fake. It's just good manners in Lumina.
Exactly. Like, think about it. If you're in a busy marketplace, right, you're not going to want to blast everyone with every little feeling you have. So you see these broader, more generalized glows from people. It's like a way of navigating shared space without like overwhelming each other with every passing emotion.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. But then let's say you're invited into someone's home. It's way more intimate there, right? So the light becomes softer, closer. It reflects a deeper connection, vulnerability. And there's a reason for that.
This reminds me of those radiants the book talks about. They're like the lumined elite, right? Yeah. So does their mastery of light, does that play into their social standing?
Oh, absolutely. Imagine being able to not only control your own light perfectly, but also you can influence the emotional atmosphere of a whole room.
Wow. Okay.
That's a radiant.
That's power.
Yeah. They're the diplomats, the artists, the leaders. They command attention, respect just by walking into a room.
Okay. Now that's true power. But what about like those who struggle with controlling their light? Are they like ostracized? Especially in a society that seems to put such a premium on emotional control.
It's tricky. It's kind of a double-edged sword, Right. It's not like there's like direct punishment for those with less control. It's just imagine constantly broadcasting your every insecurity, every doubt you have. It makes social interaction really difficult. Like walking through a minefield, constantly worried about setting someone off. Some people end up kind of isolating themselves because they're so afraid of being judged for those anxieties. They just can't seem to mask.
That's such a contrast to the radiance. They just seem to like glide through life with this carefully curated symphony of light.
Right, but even radiance, they have moments of vulnerability.
Yeah.
The luminous realm talks about how in the most intimate relationships, there has to be a willingness to let those perfect facades drop a bit, to let those flickers of, fear or doubt show in a safe space.
So even in this world of light, true intimacy, it still comes down to vulnerability, to those like raw, unguarded moments.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, though, with all this visual communication, what role does sound even play in Lumina? Is it even noticeable amidst the dazzling light shows?
That's where Lumina gets even more fascinating. They haven't just ditched sound altogether.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They've woven it into their communication in incredibly complex ways. Think of it like, imagine a symphony playing alongside a visual masterpiece, each one making the other even more powerful.
Hold on, wait. Are you saying sound isn't just some background noise in Lumina? Give me the Lumina 101 on this whole sound and light combo.
Okay, so imagine this. You walk into a room and there's this calming blue light washing over everything, promoting tranquility, right?
Okay, I'm with you. Peaceful blue light.
Now, introduce a soft melodic hum, and suddenly that tranquility goes deeper. It becomes this shared sense of peace, something you feel in your bones.
So they're practically composing their own moods with this interplay of sound and light. That's like a next level sensory experience. But I have to ask, what happens when things get a little more heated?
Let's say someone's anger flares up, right? Their light flashes this really stark red-orange.
Intense.
Now, if that's accompanied by a harsh, discordant sound,
Okay.
yeah, it amps up the tension, like a warning siren almost. In Lumina, sound adds this other whole layer of meaning.
Wow. So it's not enough to just read the light show. You need a good ear for the soundtrack, too. Talk about sensory overload.
It's definitely a world of constant stimulation. Think of a marketplace, right? All those different lights, sounds, the subtle melodies you'd hear inside a family's home. Each sound adding another layer of meaning to the constantly shifting tapestry of light.
It kind of makes you appreciate the simplicity of a good old-fashioned conversation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But then again, imagine that depth of connection, that understanding that comes with experiencing emotion so viscerally.
Right.
Makes you think, how does all of this whole sensory symphony, how does it influence their society, their laws, their art, everything? Okay, my mind is officially buzzing thinking about this whole sound and light language thing.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears for a second, dive into the actual day-to-day life in Lumina.
Okay, yeah.
How does a society actually function when everyone's emotions are on full display, like 24/7?
Right.
It makes you wonder about things like, I don't know, their legal system. Like, can you imagine a murder mystery set in Lumina?
Oh, absolutely.
That would be wild.
The luminous realm actually goes into some pretty fascinating detail about their legal system.
Really?
Yeah, forget polygraph tests and all that.
Right.
And Lumina, the courtroom, is like a stage for, total emotional revelation.
Wait, are you serious? So you're telling me that guilt or innocence is decided by someone's, their light show? That's like trial by fire. Or I guess trial by light is more accurate.
Exactly. Imagine a defendant standing before counsel, right?
Okay.
Every flicker of guilt, every shadow of doubt, it's all right there in their aura for everyone to see. And get this, the book even says that they have these trained arbiters.
Oh.
Yeah. They're like masters at reading the nuances of light and sound.
Wow.
They can even detect someone's trying to hide something, or straight up lie.
Wow. So no point in hiring a slick lawyer in Lumina, huh?
Nope.
Your emotions, they're the ultimate witnesses.
Right. But here's the thing. If emotional transparency is the law of the land, who are the judges? Are we talking a council of emotionless robots, Just try to be totally objective.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Not even close. Remember those radiants?
The Masters of Light.
Yes. Turns out they're not just about looking impressive.
Okay.
They're a big deal in their government, too.
Interesting.
They form a council. But it's not robots. It's people known for being, incredibly wise and trustworthy.
So they don't just control their own emotions. They're practically guiding the emotional atmosphere of the whole planet.
Pretty much. Imagine a leader who can, calm a whole crowd with just a wave of blue light. Or inspire hope with this, radiant, sunlit glow.
That's amazing.
Right. It's leadership that goes way beyond words.
That's definitely a far cry from our world of, political rallies and all those televised debates. But let's be real for a second. It can't be all courtroom drama and political summits in Lumina.
Yeah.
What do these folks do for fun? When your whole life is already a light show, how do you even unwind?
Okay, you are going to love this. Entertainment in Lumina, it's a whole other level of immersive.
Okay.
The book describes these theaters, right? But
Yeah.
imagine the stage, it's like it disappears. And the performers, they project entire landscapes with their light. Epic battles, love stories, all right there coming from their bodies in this incredible symphony of light and sound.
So it's like virtual reality, but without the clunky headsets.
Exactly.
Find me for front row seats. But with all this talk about, emotions being totally transparent, it does kind of make you wonder, is there any room for privacy in this world?
Yeah.
Everyone wearing their heart on their sleeve? Literally. I mean, is that always a good thing?
That's the big question, isn't it? The book, it focuses on the beauty of this, how connected everyone feels.
Right.
But it does kind of hint at, like, the exhaustion that comes with never being able to really hide. Imagine never being able to mask your sadness or, like, shield yourself from someone else's emotional turmoil.
It makes you wonder if they ever just crave a break from all the light.
Yeah.
Just a little quiet time where their thoughts are their own. It makes you appreciate, maybe, those little white lies, the carefully crafted personas we all have sometimes.
Totally. We might, like, envy their ability to connect so easily.
Yeah.
But it comes at a price.
It really makes you think, is total transparency always a good thing? Maybe there's some value in, that dance of concealing and revealing that we do in our world.
Totally.
It's fascinating to think about. But I feel like we're only just scratching the surface of how complex Lumina really is. Is there, like, any escape from all this luminescence? What happens when the lights go out? So we've, established that luminous can't exactly just dim their emotional lights whenever they want. But the luminous realm, you talked about this fascinating concept, the, what was it called? The eclipses, right?
Yes. The eclipses.
Tell me more about these periods of darkness. Like, how does that even work in a society that's so obsessed with light?
Okay, so picture this. Imagine a world where darkness isn't just the absence of light. It's like a conscious choice.
Okay.
The eclipses, they're these periods of, like, total stillness, every luminate, it doesn't matter how bright they usually are, they let their external light fade away. It's a time to turn inward.
So it's like hitting the pause button on this, constantly streaming light show.
Exactly.
But in a world where, communication is so visual, how do they even function in the dark?
That's the thing. The book suggests that during eclipses, they rely on this, supercharged sense of empathy, deep listening, way beyond words or even, interpreting colors and patterns.
So it's not just about escaping the light. It's about connecting on a deeper level, almost a more, a quieter level.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, are these eclipses actually essential for them? A way to, recharge, get back in touch with themselves when they're constantly surrounded by all that emotional buzz.
That's exactly it. The luminous realm suggests that their most profound insights, their most meaningful connections, they happen during these periods of darkness. When all those external distractions fade away.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, it really makes you rethink our whole relationship with darkness. We usually see it as something scary, something uncertain.
Right.
But for them, it's like a return to their core, a chance to, replenish their inner light. It's a really powerful concept.
It really is. And it speaks to how cyclical their existence is. It's like breathing.
Right.
The eclipses, they're not about ending their luminescence. It's a vital part of it all, like a time for, renewal, for growth, so they can come back even brighter.
This whole conversation has been amazing. I mean, we just explored this entire world. It's so different from ours. But at the same time, there are all these echoes of stuff we deal with too, wanting to connect, wanting to understand each other, wanting a break sometimes.
Absolutely.
It really makes you think, if you could spend a day in Lumina, what color would your light be shining? And would you welcome those eclipses, that chance to just, explore your own inner world?
That's what I love about the luminous realm. It doesn't give you easy answers. It just makes you ask all these questions. It makes you really examine your assumptions about communication, about emotions, about everything.
And that, my friends, is what the deep dive is all about. Diving into these cool concepts, sparking your curiosity, leaving you with more questions than answers. So until next time, keep those mental lights burning bright. And hey, don't be afraid to embrace the shadows every now and then.